everybody. Today is, oh my gosh, what a long day it was. Today's Wednesday. It is Wednesday, May 21st, and the time is right now 4:20. And today our students, my 5th grade students, they took their science and JSLA assessment, and today they did 2 units back to back. Unit 1 had about 18 questions and Unit 2 had about 17 questions. So they did almost 40 questions today. And when I tell you that this was a long assessment for them. I think this was a long assessment, for anyone. So if I even took this assessment, I would have it just would be a long day for me. So I would say it felt like a long day for us because we were trying to manage, me and my team teacher were trying to manage behaviors, because we know the students have been testing with math and JSLA all of last week. And Monday and Tuesday, they did ELA and right into science for today. And then, they also have Unit 3 and 4 for science tomorrow. So today, I came in earlier today, and I talked to my team teacher and I said, we should kind of give them like not more than just kind of a mint. So I decided to buy some Kirkland chocolate chip granola bars, because I thought that would be the best thing to kind of give them a little wake me up, especially as for some of them who have been on the school bus a little earlier in the morning, like around 6. So I wanted to have them fill up their bellies just a little bit with something not 100% nutritious, because they're chocolate chip. But I did want to give the students just a little snack and pick me up right before the assessment started. And I will say that by giving them the granola bar and letting them have that right before the assessment, I feel like it kind of gave the students an opportunity to kind of just feel a little fuller in their bellies and, kind of a little more pumped up and excited to take the assessment. Now, the second thing, we had them take the assessment, and students, the way the assessment works is it's 2 units. They are back to back, but you cannot start Unit 2 without everyone in the room completing Unit 1, because you have to read the directions again, so they start the second unit. So we decided to kind of have them start about 20 minutes before their lunch time. Then we let them kind of have a little bit of an extended lunch. We let them have their lunch time, and then just a little bit of stretch, and then each student could use the restroom. And then we got right into Unit 2, and then the day ended. The last student ended the assessment, I would say, by about a little after 12, maybe 12:30, which was really long because they have been testing since 8:20 in the morning. So that's a really long day for them. So we were just doing our best to encourage them and just, say, try your best. Are you trying your best? If you're trying your best, that's all we want from you, right? Because this is not easy, and I'm acknowledging that. I want to acknowledge from the students that this is a tough day they've had, but we're with them, through it all. So that's kind of the first thing. My afternoon was I was almost like in brain overload, and I'm sure if you are a teacher, you know exactly what this feeling is like. So it's kind of like, you have so many tasks to do. There's so many different emails you have to send out, and there's a task list of things that have to get done. You have to do prints and make phone calls and attend meetings, and my brain was almost in a fog the entire afternoon. And it wasn't until about 3:15ish was when I was like, okay, I'm back in sanity mode. I had a nice cup of lemon tea, and I had my lunch, and I kind of was able to wake up a little bit from the afternoon fog. I don't take energy drinks because I'm a little worried. I'm worried that it might not be too healthy for me, so I try to drink some teas in the afternoon. If it's so extreme, I do have some coffee, but this afternoon I really was able to sit down and kind of go through my task list, and I was able to send some critical emails that have to be set up and attended to before next week, because this week coming up we have a 3-day weekend. It's Memorial Day, and then I literally only have 2 weeks of work left. We end on June 13th, my school particularly, because we have not used any of our snow days. So it's exciting because I have a few days extra for my vacation. But now all my end of year reporting, my end of year evaluations, my personal evaluation, my our manuals and end of data reporting has to be done so much sooner. So it's kind of like a little bit of crunch time for me, but I am taking the opportunity to kind of I'm taking these afternoons to kind of reset and just kind of go through my task list one by one, so I don't just I kind of keep on top of everything. Tomorrow is day 2 and the final day of state testing for my 5th grade class. They're working hard. They're doing the best they can. And, I just imagine if I was a student in 5th grade and I had 4 or 5 days, I had 7 days of a state assessment back to back to back, I would be a little bit exhausted too, right? So I feel like it's important that we acknowledge for our students, we acknowledge that this is not easy. It's a long day for them. They get a little bit tired. They get a little bit exhausted. And we just got to keep encouraging them and just find different ways to keep them motivated. So tomorrow's day 2 of the Science NJSLA assessment. I'm going to be working on, in the afternoon, probably our supplies and material orders, and I think some additional state reporting that I'm going to try to get a little bit of a jump on so that I don't have to do too much this weekend. I gotta be honest, I've been teaching for over 20 years. I've been the head of my department for about 6 years. And it's at this point in my life, it's very rare that I'll take so many projects with me to do at home. I literally will kind of sit at my desk. I'll have lunch for 30 minutes, and I really try my best to use every opportunity of time and prep work and just any kind of space that I have to get my work done. That's kind of how I really trained myself to do that, so I can get as much done as possible when I'm in the building. And then so that on the weekends I have the time to rest and reset, because for me, resting and resetting is so important. Now, this is the end of the school year, so lesson planning is so much more lighter. However, recall, I'm a teacher admin, and this whole series is about the life of a teacher admin on a week-to-week basis. But during the school year, I do have a small teaching course load. So I am spending Sunday evenings. I do have a block of time that I have designated for lesson planning. But again, that's just kind of setting up my lesson planning. Copies and all of those items are typically done the Friday before my weekend. So I try to get a lot of done. I have a very specific Friday reset routine, and I believe what I'm going to do for this week's vlog, I'm going to go ahead and share that at the ends of this kind of video vlog, so you can kind of see what my Friday reset routine is. Sometimes my Friday reset routine happens in my actual office, which this whole week, these are actually 2 weeks that I've been doing testing, I'm not in my office. My office is at another location, but this Friday I will be at my location, so I'll try to set, maybe record some video so you can kind of see what my actual office space and workspace looks like, because my office and workspace is half of my work. It's kind of a mix of my workspace and my classroom, because I kind of do both in that space, because I'm specifically a teacher for 4th grade ESL students. So I think that's all. That's the only update I have for today. It has been a long testing day. We're dealing with a lot of student frustration, student behaviors. They're very tired, and it's been a long school year. Because as I've mentioned, I have been sick and I've had my own little struggles, and now I'm trying to really keep in mind that what I want to do and what my goal is to finish strong, to really have every day count, and to really make every day count, because we only have 2.5, if I count it right, we have about 2.5 weeks left into the school year. And I want to make every day count. I want to show up for my students. I want to show up in a positive light. I want to encourage our teachers to like really just finish strong as well. And, you know, kind of we're all on this journey together. And I will definitely share more on Friday about my Friday reset routine. And I want to kind of walk you through specifically what I do to like really end my week, and then so I can start strong the next week. So have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next series on Friday. Bye. Hey there, loves. Welcome back to my channel. This is Heather W. I'm the Crozet Creative Teacher. And I actually just want to kind of, it is Tuesday, May 20th. Today's Tuesday, May 20th. We just wrapped up our second day of ELA and JSLA testing. I am actually in the kind of middle school room right now. I'm just kind of right now sitting and working a little bit on maybe some possible planning for our program next year, for our ESL program next year. I am actually also working on my computer for a possible workshop that I'm kind of considering for teachers over the summer. And I'm going to pull it up right now. So I am reading this wonderful book. This is called The Positive Mindsets Habits for Teachers. It's actually a really cool book about mindset for teachers. So I'm just kind of working on those little tasks right now. So let's see, on the agenda for this week is I'm going to be just kind of going through some of our data, and let me show you what I mean by that. Now, I'm just pulling up what I'm supposedly working on right now. So we have to work on a professional improvement plan for our department, and I am the coordinator of the ESL department. So right now currently the amount of pages that this report is, that this departmental evaluation or departmental improvement plan is about. This is about 2, 4, 6. This is a 10-page report. It's meant to just kind of help evaluate your ESL program in terms of the supports you provide for students, the communication with families, how you're measuring the success of your program, data analysis, and how often your ESL team uses data to kind of drive instruction or small group instruction. How we lesson plan and how our lesson plan is delivered for our students or lessons. So that's basically your lesson plan and delivery overall. And then, of course, using the previous year's access or state testing ESL scores to drive instruction for the following year. So because this is such a long document, my project this year is to basically take this entire department evaluation, and kind of condense it. So one of the tricks that I do is I actually have been working with ChatGPT for about a little over a year now for most of my projects. And what I do with that is I actually will create PDFs or take previous PDFs or previous workshops that I've been doing, and I kind of re-upload them into ChatGPT. And one of the prompts I use is, could you please review all of this information within the document and show me any, if you could just provide me an overall about the themes, any trends that you're noticing, or any highlights or areas of improvement that are needed, or of course any areas or of language or criteria that are overlapping, because that means if they're overlapping, it's probably just a repetitive type of document. So we don't want that. We want a very condensed and streamlined program evaluation review for our ESL department. So that's one of the projects I'm working on. Let's see what else. I am also currently kind of looking into state certification for bilingual teachers. So what I went ahead and did is I actually went on the state website and just to look at the, right here it is. So I'm just kind of reviewing the bilingual and bicultural certification or CE eligibility criteria and standards for different types of certification or endorsements within the state of New Jersey, because I do want to I'm very well versed in ESL certification, but I think now it's time for me to expand and to really understand the differences within the ESL and the bilingual certification program. So you can see I'm kind of, just in work mode here, just making sure that I'm planning effectively for our department. We have 2.5 weeks left in the school year, which is kind of wild to think about. I will be doing some projects like this, working on assessment criteria, reviewing our curriculum components and our framework over the summer. But I will be home during the month of July working, and I'm going to be recreating some new workshops for teachers. And also, I believe what I'm going to do is kind of host maybe like a little book chat on my channel, on my YouTube channel, about my positive teacher mindset. And there's also another book that I'm actually looking into purchasing. I read it 2 years ago, and I think it's just time to kind of revisit that book because I feel like I learned so much about it. So one of them, I believe, is if I'm not mistaken, the 7 Habits of Highly Effective Teachers. Let me see if I find it, because it may have been just one of those like small Amazon books that sometimes they have little people who are not so well published and well known that they'll sell like a little ebook here and then on Amazon. But actually the book that I did read that I really feel like I learned so much about was here we go. It's show you on my Amazon, but by Maria Amaro, and it's called The 7 Habits. Oh, can I open it for you guys? There it is. I don't want to. It's like a little pixelated. It's The 7 Habits of Highly Effective Teachers. So those are the things that I'm actually looking into purchasing, and kind of it's a lot because I really want to take a lot of what I'm doing and kind of implement it and showcase it on this channel. So I'm gonna go ahead and log off for now because I have kind of some projects that I'm working on and some resources and curriculum that I'm gonna be reviewing, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye. Hello, so it is now the end of the day. It's Friday and I'm about to head out. I'm about to go and enjoy this 3-day weekend because this is Memorial Weekend. But so we have wrapped up a whole week of state testing, team meetings, mentor meetings, and completing orders for the next school year, and just talking together as a team where we discuss data and just different possibilities of what we'd like to do for our students next year in terms of their growth. So I just wanted to kind of take you on a little journey of just everything I do in the entire week as a teacher and also as someone who helps to lead a team in a K-12 setting. So it's very busy. I'm so excited to go home. For this weekend, I am going to work on my garden. So this is the first time where I'm actually going to really, I'm going to buy some planters, and I already have lettuce and 3 tomato plants, and I have just some flowers that I do want to plant, and maybe herbs. I do want to do like a herb box, and then I want to do planters for some vegetables. So that's kind of something I'm going to purchase all of that at Home Depot tomorrow, and then just really spend some time just enjoying time with family and resting, enjoying the 3-day weekend, because I know after the 3-day weekend, we literally will only have about 2.5, maybe 3 weeks of school left, and then we're done for the school year. And there are so many different projects and things that we have to do to close out the school year. And so it's going to be a busy 3 weeks, because we have, as if you're a teacher, you already know we have to pack the classroom, you have to pack your desk, place curriculum orders. I'm going to hopefully I'm trying to get me and a team member to be able to do a special training for the month of June. So hopefully that's something that we'll be able to make happen. So